Representatives of the UN Security Council are all in one room again, due to Russia's new act of aggression against Ukraine. The urgent meeting was initiated by Kiev as a reaction to Vladimir Putin's decree, which makes it easier for Ukrainians in occupied territories of Donbas to receive Russian passports. Ukraine is calling on the UN not to recognize the document.
This is nothing else but a thinly veiled attempt to vindicate the ongoing occupation of these territories, to wrest them from Ukraine and dismember my country. This is nothing else but an artificial pretext to continue sending Russian troops to Ukraine and sustain the undisguised military aggression against my country.
American ambassador to the UN called Putin's decree a provocation. According to him, the fact that Russia made this decision right after the presidential election in Ukraine proves that Moscow isn't planning to look for peaceful solutions.
If Russia were truly interested in the well-being of Russian-speaking citizens of Ukraine, it would seize this moment to chart a new course in Russia-Ukraine relations and seek to work with President Poroshenko and his successor to promote peace. Instead, Russia further fuels a conflict that has already claimed over 13,000 lives.
Russia's claims about pursuing peaceful goals in Ukraine have nothing in common with reality, said the German ambassador to the UN, Christoph Heusgen. According to him, instead of looking for solutions with Ukraine's future president, Moscow is arranging new provocations with passports in Donbas.
Said you can't work with the old one. Now there's a new one elected, and you could have also done, let's say, send some rhetorical flowers in saying, okay, now we implement paragraph 1 of the Minsk agreement and full ceasefire. Or you say, okay, on this occasion, we liberate the 24 Marines that are in prison. Or you say on this bridge of Stanislas Luhanska, okay, the Ukrainians can have the 18 centimeters and finally people can go. But this is not in the textbooks of the GIMO.
Poland has also condemned the so-called passportization of Donbas. Its representative said that the Kremlin's actions are another step of escalation and a long-known element of creeping annexation. In its turn, Russia, the country which occupied Ukrainian territories and provoked a humanitarian crisis in the region, denies all accusations. We are not interfering in the internal affairs of Ukraine. We are not involved in creeping annexation. We are simply providing people with opportunity to resolve the drastically important issues for them. French ambassador to the UN, François Delattre, read out a joint statement prepared by Germany, France, Poland, Belgium, Great Britain, Italy, the Netherlands, and Sweden. Representatives of these EU countries believe that Putin's decree is unacceptable. It violates international agreements and undermines Ukraine's sovereignty.
These regions, just like the entire Donbas, are an integral part of Ukrainian territory, making it easier for the Ukrainian citizens living there to acquire Russian citizenship runs contrary to the aims and spirit of the Minsk agreements. The timing of such a decision, immediately after Ukraine's presidential election, which demonstrated Ukraine's strong attachment to democracy and the rule of law, shows Russia's intention to further destabilize Ukraine and to exacerbate the conflict.
On April 24th, Russian President Vladimir Putin signed a decree on the simplified procedure for issuing Russian passports to Ukrainians living in occupied parts of the Donetsk and Lugansk regions. Within several hours, Ukrainian officials stated that this decision is a provocation. Soon, they were supported by representatives of other states. Reported by Angela Lashko, UATV.